are having Lunch and Learn with Vicki Rogers and Stephanie Clements, and we have a special guest we're so happy to have with us, Robbie Valentine.
Mr. Robbie Valentine.
Good afternoon, guys.
How you feeling today?
I'm excellent, thank you.
We're excited because we didn't think we were going to get you. You're on your way to Indy for the games, and have you filled out your brackets?
I don't do brackets.
You don't?
No. Somebody, a local newspaper asked me yesterday, Business First, of course, and they asked to pick my Cinderella team and the team that I'll choose to win a championship. This will be the first time I've ever even done that. So Louisville, Cinderella would be Northwestern.
All right. So we will see. Any upsets that you see in this first round that you can?
I think there's going to be a bunch of upsets, but basketball's changed a lot. Teams that tend to have a lot more experience, meaning sophomores, juniors, and seniors, they tend to do very well because there's so many teams that have a lot of freshmen, such as Kentucky. And with the experience that those teams have, I really believe there's going to be a lot of upsets throughout the tournament. Can I choose one? No, but I can tell you there's going to be a lot of upsets.
Okay, a little trivia question. You know, what team's seeding has been the lowest seed to win an NCAA championship? Do you know? And do you know who they were?
I want to just off the chip. I want to say Villanova, but I can't remember.
Okay, it was actually five seed, and they are the 1985 Villanova team. Good job.
There you go. He might know his basketball here.
That's why we have you today.
Well, thank you.
And then it was also the 88 Kansas team and the 83 NC State team. They were all 5 seeds who won.
And when NC State won, they were in the Final Four the year that we lost in the Final Four, so I remember that.
Okay.
Very good.
And, of course, Louisville won. You have a championship ring.
1986.
Awesome.
You didn't bring it today, did you?
I know. I'm like looking. I'm like, why would you be wearing it?
It's packed. It's most definitely going to Indianapolis.
Pull it out.
You'll be flashing it around a little
Exactly.
bit. And everybody says up in Indy it's going to be all red, all blue, and all green for St. Patty's tomorrow, yeah?
Well, we can go with the red and the green. The blue is a distraction, so we'll go ahead and we wait. I mean, Winston Bennett is on his way, but at the same time, I'll say this in front of him. He's a big boy, but, who cares?
I love it. All right.
So, yes, hopefully we'll have Winston in here in just a few minutes, but we'll get the cards going, and we're going to be on tomorrow afternoon, so no work is getting done, I don't think, in the city.
No.
Afternoon tomorrow.
In the entire state.
I think they might as well just go ahead and shut it down.
Yeah, just go ahead and shut it down. No plan to do business.
Right. Everybody will either be going north or they'll be in some location saying they're working, but hey, you take your mobile phone and answer all your emails, you're working.
Right, exactly.
There you go.
Absolutely.
We're in Drake, so I imagine this is going to be pretty packed here tomorrow.
I
would say.
Point, too.
Yeah, it's already hopping today. I think everybody's getting ready. All right, I have another question.
Sure.
Who's the all-time leading NCAA Division I scorer? And I've got a multiple choice. Would you like that?
Sure.
Jerry Lucas, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Pete Maravich? My husband got this one right.
I can't remember. I don't know. I'm not even going to guess.
It's Pete Maravich.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
LSU.
3,667 points.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, he's amazing, too. He was.
Yeah. So there you go. That's fun. So what's your best NCAA memory?
Well, of course, winning the championship. I think that it's changed now than it was then. Then it was so personable to players and cities. Right now, I think it's just more bragging rights. You didn't have the social media you had now.
No.
So when you won, it was a different feeling. Today, the talent level is so incredible that they don't stick around the 3 and 4 years like we did when we played. So you don't really get to know the players as much. So you win a championship as a freshman, you go to the NBA, a lot of times you don't return back to the city in which you played at. So it's changed a lot. But for us, all of us guys are still around, We probably have more players that played at Louisville that live in the city of Louisville than any team that's ever played basketball. Everybody comes back to Louisville because it's a great city to grow, to live, and raise your children. So it's just changed a lot. As a former player, we talk about it. Me and Herbert and Chris West, all the guys I play with are going to Indianapolis, and we were just talking about this last night. The same very question that you asked me. It's great that it's more bragging rights, but then it was personal. When you win a national championship from the Louisville area, the fans just. You win it in Lexington, the fans were, and today it's just more of a worldwide bragging right.
Right.
Because of social media. You don't get as close to it as much as you used to because you can just turn on your phone and you're right there. So it's not as personal as it used to be. But winning the championship, beating Duke was probably the number one.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always, every time we beat Duke.
Right.
And they're actually the ones favored to win as far as the stats and
We're not
the
gonna-
pick, but
yeah.
ACC, right
ACC,
now. So we're going to see if
yeah.
that we can obviously make that an upset.
ACC will take that, but at the same time, I think the bench of Duke's going to be hurt a little bit because the starters, they played a lot of basketball last week. I mean, they had to win 4 games to win ACC.
Right.
Will they win some games in the tournament? Yes, but do I think they're going to win it all? They got a pretty tough route to get there. So I like Duke, but any team in ACC we like. But of course, I love Louisville's chances because, you know, just like Coach K, we got Coach Patino that knows how to get the kids there. If we hit free throws, we're national champions. That's going to be the key to our success.
Yeah, that's going to be the key though, and that's where they've struggled a lot this year. So hopefully, they've been sitting and just doing free throws for the last week.
And I think of the opposite. I think they need to stay off the free throw line and not think about it.
Yeah.
And then when they get into the game, it's just something that just happens naturally. And it's not that they can't shoot free throws. It's just a mental thing. It's just that you get up to the line and you just freeze up. And we all do that as businessmen and women. You're at work, you freeze up for a minute, and you go idle for 10 seconds. And guess what? I forgot to hit send when I sent that email.
Right.
Those things happen.
Yes.
So they happen to 17, 18, 19-year-old kids that's playing basketball as well. So it's tough, but don't think about it. Just do it. And that's why I can't wait to get to the hotel because I'm staying in the same hotel they are. And just tell the guys, don't even think about it. Just go up there and shoot them. You hit them, great. If you don't hit them, hey.
Well, now, what would you say as far as, obviously when you're starting first round, you've got a certain amount of jitters. As you get to each round, how does that change in the field?
It changes tomorrow for every kid. The lights that are on for an NCAA tournament is much brighter than the lights on a national TV game on the regular season.
Really?
It's amazing.
I didn't know that.
The lights are brighter. You're on a national scene. Everything you do, everything you say, is then just they'll tear your heads off. So it's just one of those things that you really have to focus on, and just play because and Winston's going to say that too. Just arrived that it's a whole different environment playing an NCAA tournament versus regular season.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Any advice? Any advice for the players?
Well, I'm gonna give one advice, and then I'm gonna kind of jump up and let Winston take my spot because I know we don't have a lot of time. My advice to the kids is have fun, and that's the most important thing because this is a moment that I'm telling you, everybody in the world can't wait from this point on to the end of the championship because. A lot of people skipping out of work. A lot of people are not going to work. A lot of people are sick but not really sick. So this is not just fun for the basketball players, and it's fun for also the fans. And all of us former players who used to play the game, it's fun for us because that's what we used to do.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a fun month. I think everybody kind of needs these next few days to get away from everything that's going on politically, socially, and just enjoy a bunch of kids playing basketball to earn the crown and earn the ring.
This time tends to be, too, even if you're not as big into basketball, all of a sudden you jump in and everybody gets involved. So.
Yeah, but no place like Louisville.
Yeah,
no place like the state of Kentucky.
Right.
And then no place like the state of Kentucky traveling to the state of Indiana, and Indiana's not in the tournament. So it's a win-win. But I'm excited. I'm excited about being in the same room with you two. I'm excited about being in a room with a legend like Winston Bennett, which I'm gonna say one. I'm gonna tell one quick story before I leave, and Winston can talk about this when I get in my car. Winston came in to visit the University of Louisville, male high school, just outstanding basketball player, one of the best basketball players in the country. He comes in for his visit. We went out for Friday for dinner. We get him back to the Executive Inn Hotel. Get him to the Executive Inn Hotel. So we get to the hotel, and we take Winston in, patted him down, hit his pillow real good, make sure he's real comfortable, night's sleep. We're going to get him the next morning for a workout. We get up next morning, we get to the hotel to get Winston. Winston's gone. Winston disappears. Nobody, we didn't know. We didn't know if he was kidnapped. We didn't know if he was dead. We didn't know if somebody. We had no idea what was going on. Guess Winston committed to Kentucky.
Oh no!
And the reason why I can tell this story, the reason why I can tell this story and tell it with the honest to God truth, I'm the one that's entertaining them, and the coaches are like,
what did you do, Rob?
We're thinking we think he's dead somewhere. We didn't know. We literally had no idea. Calling his mom, calling his dad, calling his friends. Went to his dog. We went to everybody. We was everywhere. Winston's in Lexington hanging out with Joe Hall.
How could you do that, Winston?
I was talking to somebody on the way over, and they asked me, why did I choose Kentucky over Louisville? Truth be told, I didn't choose Kentucky over Louisville. Louisville's still in my heart, just as well as Kentucky. I just happened to spend my blood, sweat, and tears in that Kentucky uniform. I'm a huge Louisville fan, and I shouldn't have to explain that to everybody because I'm from here, but I do. But this guy, he's telling how good I was, which I wasn't, but he was the one. North Hardin, he's the guy. So I'm very appreciative. Every time he tells this story, I think he embellishes it a little bit more. It adds a little bit more to it. It's a great story. No, never.
Hey, all I know
Sweet V. That's what we know him as. Sweet V.
Look, we're just glad he was alive. Then we found him. He's sitting on his couch with a big blue sweatshirt on. Drinking coffee with his dad.
Hey, here's the thing. It sounds like I lost during the 80s. Because they won the championship in 80. Well, I didn't get there to 83, but they won it again in 86. So I didn't come away with any championships at Kentucky, but I will say this. I did come away with a childhood dream, and that's one, getting my degree, playing at a place where I could grow up. I'm an only child. So for me, it was getting away from home, but not too far away from home, close enough where my parents could see me. And as I said earlier, I love Louisville. I do. Daryl Griffith is one of my, I call mentors, very close friends. V, Wiley. All of those guys are good friends of mine. So, it was just a personal choice that I had to make, and, I think it worked out okay.
And we're proud that he made that choice because, it was something that he wanted to do for his family and his heart, and he did that. But he's a great person, but at the same time, it's like, is he dead? It's like, where is he? He's 16 and a half, 17 years old.
Right.
Maybe he's in a bar. We had no idea where he is at. But at the end of the day, the sweatshirt they gave him to wear that during our visit that he had with us, he was wearing. So it all worked out. Then all we could give is pitcher jugs full of money. They gave a wheelbarrow full of money. So UK won.
So you got to take the mic from him.
Hey, look,
it get worse and worse.
Look, we didn't put sugar in our Kool-Aid for him, man. He had to go to Lexington.
Oh my God!
But
I don't have any comeback with this guy. He's too good at this.
We love Winston. That's all it is to it. And I will say this: I work at the Yum Center. Winston's in there just about every game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Selling insurance to U of L fans. That's what he's doing. life insurance, man. Winston going up to him and saying, "Hey, exactly."
They do talk about the cardiac card. So
exactly. They need it. He's in a Yum Center. He knows what to look at too. That could be a possibility right there. Sir, here's my card.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, this guy's too much. I love him.
Favorite basketball memory, Winston?
Oh, favorite basketball memory. It wouldn't be in college. You're saying overall as a basketball? It's probably playing against Michael Jordan. I tell a story, and we don't have time to embellish it right now, but I tell a story how during the first half, I held Michael Jordan to 4 points, and I'm playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers at the time. Coach Lenny Wilkins, one of the greatest coaches and players ever played. And we run in the locker room. We're jumping off the walls like we just won the championship. At halftime, we won the championship. Held Mike to 4 points. Yes. We're up 10. The Bulls has always been our nemesis. But to make this real short, we come back out for the second half, play the game. By the end of the game, Michael Jordan scores 69 points.
Oh, my God.
He scored 65 points in the second half. And I remember telling the story with all this grandiosity at a camp when I was coaching, and a kid comes up to me, nudged me in the side, and pulls his Nike sneakers up, and on the bottom is all of Michael's exploits, and says, "Coach Bennett, this one says Michael scored 69. That was on you, right?" I'm like, "Kid, get out of here, scram."
Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I'm going to let Winston take the rest of the show, but I'll have to head out of town. But I will say this, being in the same room with him is very special. He's a great person. He's an unbelievable role model. And he's he's a big part of our heart too. Everything we do as Cardinals, we call him because he's a Cardinal. He's a cat. He's a Cardinal.
Absolutely.
And he's family. So
that.
I'm out of here. Love you, man.
Love you too.
You guys, thank you for inviting us. And go Cards.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And cats.
Go Cards.
Thank you so much, Robbie.
Thank you for being here.
All right, thank you. All right, well,
get a couple more things with Bennett here. Or Winston Bennett, I'm sorry, Mr. Bennett.
Okay.
So tell us real quick, so I know he mentioned insurance. Mm-hmm. You've done, obviously you're on the board for the UK alumni, which is how I got connected with you, and through a friend. But so tell us a little bit, when did you get out of basketball as far as playing and career change?
Well, I've been back here in Louisville about 2.5 years, and that's been the amount of time that I've been in insurance. And sometimes, well, most times, everyone and rightfully so, looks at me and, basketball coach, basketball player, where are you coaching? I get that a lot because it just hadn't sunk in yet that I'm not coaching at this point. I'm in the insurance business. Well, I kind of am coaching. I'm coaching insurance.
There you go.
I'm an insurance coach, just trying to help protect people, their personal belongings, cars, homes, but also their businesses, things that they've worked hard for all their life. I don't think there's any bigger ministry than that, than having to protect people. That's near and dear to my heart. But you ask about my last coaching stint was at Mid-Continent University in Mayfield, Kentucky. The college closed in 2013 abruptly. So that's what got me out here looking for something else. And the way that I ended up in insurance, I was at a Louisville game. and listen to the game that I was at. I was at the Connecticut-Louisville game. It was the game where Louisville absolutely blew Connecticut off the court. Well, what happens? Connecticut comes back, wins the championship that year.
Yes.
Nobody could have ever thought. Yeah, exactly. None of us saw that coming.
I know.
So shortly after that, I ended up meeting the president and CEO, Mike Arnold of Van Zandt Emmerich and Carey, and he came up to me and said, "Have you ever thought about insurance?" Well, quite naturally, I had not, because basketball has been my life in one form or another. And he said, "With your name recognition and your love for people, this will be a great industry for you." So I looked into it, and we had many more conversations after that, and here I am.
That's great.
Yeah.
So it's always good to find something that you can be passionate about too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about people. That to me, we talk about some of the greatest resources on earth, and of course we know water and air. We can't do without them. But you take people off this earth, what do you have? You don't have anything but water and air.
Yeah.
It's people that makes the difference, and I think sometimes we forget that. It's people, and we're all people. No matter where you come from, your gender, what you look like, we're just people. Because at the end of the day, and I heard Steve Jobs say this before he passed, he was talking about the ability to take a risk. And he said, if you really sit down and think, every day we get closer and closer to death. If I know that I really am dying, why wouldn't I risk? I have a short time here to make whatever impact I'm going to make on people, on their lives.
Yeah.
Why not risk the opportunity? And lo and behold, most of us are talking on phones that he's had something to do with.
Yeah.
iTunes, this, iPad, everything that he has touched in some form or another, all because he was willing to take that risk.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, that just, yeah.
Who you got in your bracket pick?
Well, of course, I have. Yeah. Let me see. I've got 2 brackets. I've got my heart bracket, which has Kentucky coming out of the South, and I think it's Louisville out of the Midwest. Duke out of the, I guess they're in the West, possibly. And then, who else I got? Florida State coming out of the other bracket. Right. Now, there's a reason for that. Coach Leonard Hamilton coached me at Kentucky. He was Joe B. Hall's assistant. Okay. And this is probably the best year he's had at Florida State. So that's my heart bracket. Okay. Now, the realistic bracket
now.
has North Carolina winning it all and not Kentucky.
Interesting.
But here's my perspective. I do think Louisville has a wonderful opportunity to make it to the Final Four and possibly win it, but it hinges a lot on whether they can make shots.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know they're going to defend. You don't know if they're going to be consistent in making shots. Kentucky has the same problem. Yeah, they have Monk, but you can bet Monk is circled on everybody's blackboard as the guy to stop.
Yeah.
Everybody else is sporadic when it comes to shooting. Willis, if he gets on, if he's confident, yeah, he can knock it down. But when you get past those 2, it's really sporadic. We know De'Aaron Fox can get to the rim, and he's excellent at it. But as far as shooting, if I was defending Kentucky, I would zone them and make them shoot outside and take my chances. I would probably box and one them, put a man-to-man on Monk. Everybody else I would zone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope nobody hears that.
Well, you know what I'm doing? I'm hoping they do hear me and do that, because you can bet Kyle's been working on zone the whole time, so they're going to be ready for it.
Absolutely.
A little reverse psychology.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out to
Oh,
be with
man,
us.
this is a treat. This is truly a treat.
been a
2
treat for
beautiful
us.
ladies. I mean, this is a treat. And look, this is Christmas in March.
It is.
It really is. To have this much basketball to a guy who has been so humbled and so blessed by this game. I've had great coaches. Even though I didn't play for Coach Crum, I got to know him tremendously well. Went to all his camps. Spent a lot of time in Crawford Gym, the old Crawford Gym, watching Darrell Griffith shoot over volleyball poles to get the arc on his shot.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, he's on buildings here in Louisville and restaurants, and you see what type of a star that he has become. But man, what a blessing to grow up here in Louisville.
Yeah.
What a blessing, man. I can't say enough about it. The people, and just having my roots here. That means something. I've lived a lot of other places, from Boston to anywhere you can think of, even overseas. But to be back home in Louisville, man, I don't want to get emotional on you, but it means something. It means something to be here.
Neither of us are originally from here, but Louisville became home.
Oh,
but
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
People that have, it seems like so many people that I've talked to that have moved away have always been, the goal has always been to come back
Oh,
home.
man.
Yeah. I've been here since 1990, and
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
Right.
And it gets back to what I said originally. It's the people.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm from the South, and you still, I was not sure moving even this far north.
Right.
But you still get that Southern
You get that-
hospitality
absolutely.
feel, and so
Absolutely.
it has so many different opportunities, and still get to enjoy just the friendliness and the openness and warmness of it. So
Yeah, I mean, this has often been called, the gateway to the South.
Yeah.
A lot of people consider this the gateway to the South, and we do have that Southern hospitality here in Kentucky, where everyone is welcoming. And that's what makes it special, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we will see you next Thursday at noon. We're going to do Lunch and Learn with Vicki and Stephanie every Thursday at noon, so make sure and join us.
Yeah, and send us requests. We'd love to, people you want to hear from and meet, or things you want to know about. That's what we want to do. Teach you something about the things that you want.
Yeah, and the things that affect everyone here in Louisville, too. So,
Right.
Anyway, enjoy the NCAA magic.
Yes.
Absolutely, I'm going to enjoy it.
And madness. Okay, thanks for being with us
Thanks
today.
for being with us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Wow, great. Very nice to meet you.